We're taking a peek into geek culture and sharing our top 10 fandom favorites. Let Your Geek Sideshow presents Geek Culture Countdown. Hey guys, welcome back to the Geek Culture Countdown. This is Kitty.
And I'm Susan.
And this week, we're counting down our top 10 Deadpool deaths.
But you have to understand, Deadpool deaths aren't exactly deaths because of the whole regeneration thing.
But there are enough to fill a top 10 list and then some.
Yeah.
So it should be noted that Deadpool
doesn't actually die, but sometimes these deaths cause births of other versions of Deadpool. So I don't know.
And it never stops anyone from trying to kill the Merc with a mouth. So.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like he's one of those characters that you just kind of want to kill.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially after we get through this, you'll see some of the shenanigans that he brings upon other people definitely are to provoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. There's nothing else to do but to do this.
Yeah.
You guys are going to get real tired of hearing the word Deadpool, but this is our top 10 Deadpool deaths.
Woohoo. So number 10 happens in Deadpool versus the X-Force number 3. So in this whole storyline, Deadpool goes back in time to try to rewrite the whole time stream, and Cable shows up with the X-Force to kill him. Now, being that Deadpool has regeneration powers, he is notoriously difficult to kill, and it takes an entire team. So ultimately, Cable breaks his nose and then blows him into 1,000 little pieces.
But of course, in Deadpool style, he still keeps talking after he's been blown to bits.
Even after he's blown to bits, he
says, I think you broke my nose.
He continues to talk while he kind of regenerates from all the bits. So that was number 10, Deadpool versus X-Force, number 3.
So number 9 on our list is when Deadpool got torn apart by Carnage. And I think Carnage and all the other characters on this list are going to learn when you tear Deadpool apart, you need to stick around and make sure you finished the job, because that's why this keeps happening. So this is from Deadpool versus Carnage number 3. Deadpool also fights a lot of people.
There's a lot of Deadpool versus comics in general.
So Deadpool versus Carnage number 3. Carnage uses these razor-like growths off of his symbiote form to slice Wade apart limb from limb. He takes the head off. I think he does every single finger, the wrist, the elbow. He goes
gross.
Yeah. He does a fantastic job of what you think would be killing Deadpool. But he leaves the scene before he makes sure Deadpool is dead, and his pieces all kind of pull together, and then he reforms to fight another day against Carnage. So that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
So that's number 9 on our list.
Well, number 8 is T'Challa impaling Deadpool. Now, we all get mad when someone spoils our favorite TV show. Yes?
Yes.
I think that I would want to kill someone, but figuratively. But if you're an Avenger, or you're the king of Wakanda and you have the ability to maybe actually hurt someone, you kind of take advantage of that, especially when you know that person can't really die for real. So hopefully your answer is no, you wouldn't actually try to murder anyone over spoilers. But Black Panther, if this was a game of never have I ever, he would have to say yes, he has. In Civil War II, Deadpool went to the Avengers facility and wound up antagonizing a lot of the Avengers there. And when he decided that his fighting tactics, just plain hitting T'Challa and kicking him somewhere very sensitive, wasn't going to work, he started to use psychological antagonization, if that's a word, on T'Challa himself, and spoiled Game of Thrones.
Ooh.
So out of all the shows to spoil, don't spoil Game of Thrones for Black Panther. So T'Challa hurled him out a window and he was impaled on a piece of broken glass. But since, Black Panther didn't really want to kill him, Deadpool got up, unimpaled himself. That's a thing that happens in comics, and walked away. So number 8 was T'Challa impaling Deadpool.
But you still shouldn't spoil Game of Thrones for anyone.
Please don't
ever.
Spoil anything ever. We're coming up on Infinity War, and if anybody spoils that, they might have a similar fate to Deadpool. And Deadpool 2.
Oh. No spoilers for Deadpool
spoilers.
2.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right. So number 7 on our list is Thanos turning him into a literal puddle of gore. So I think this should be prefaced by the fact that a long time ago, in Deadpool number 64, Thanos actually cursed Deadpool with eternal life. He saw the Merc with the mouth as kind of a threat to his courtship with Mistress Death, which we all know
he got jealous.
That doesn't go so well, ever.
Thanos and Mistress Death are very toxic and should stay away from each other.
Okay, but get this. Thanos had never even met Deadpool. He was kind of just watching him from afar in space like you do. Yeah. And so he cursed Deadpool with eternal life so that Deadpool could never, ever meet Mistress Death. So in Deadpool versus Thanos, number 1, Thanos shows up and says, you know what? I take it back. I want to beat you to death. And he does. He shows up and says, I'm taking back my gift, which was eternal life. So he pummels Deadpool into a puddle, essentially, of blood and gore and guts, and then says, say hi to Mistress Death for me. But of course, we all know that Deadpool bounces back from that. So I don't know what Thanos was accomplishing there.
I don't know. I think that was just kind of jealousy and aggression.
Yeah, but I love it. He's like, I'm going to curse you with eternal life. Also, I take it back now, and I'm going to beat the snot out of you. So that is number 7 on our list.
Number 6 is Moon Knight kills Deadpool twice. Moon Knight did not take kindly to one of Deadpool's missions. Now we know that Deadpool is a mercenary, Merc with a mouth, mercenary, that's where it comes from. So Deadpool was going to kill a man who was already dying as like a stroke of kind of kindness, if you will, in Vengeance of the Moon Knight issues 7 and 8. But Moon Knight was having none of that. So luckily, in the middle of their fight, because they're pretty evenly matched, Deadpool was distracted by a very pretty nurse and was thrown out of a window and hurt very badly, cracked bones, splashed spine. Is that a thing? No. It is probably for Deadpool. You could probably splash his spine, puddle of Thanos and all that stuff. Anyway, but he was thrown out a window, very, very badly hurt, thought he was dead, broken neck. But Moon Knight was at a carnival in the following issue. And in that carnival, Moon Knight would walk away the victor after slicing Deadpool to bits with several pieces of roller coaster and sharp blades and katanas.
Pieces of roller coaster? Your everyday average.
Yeah. We decided to do this one, so there's going to be some weird in Deadpool Deaths.
I mean, Deadpool gives a whole new meaning to just walk it off. Walk it off. You mentioned a broken neck. Oh, just broken neck. Walk it off.
We were just watching Deadpool the other day to kind of prep for Deadpool 2, Kitty and I were, and we were just like, oh yeah, he wants to get out of handcuffs, so he just slices off his hand like you do, and then he has a baby hand.
He's broken all his bones before to get out of handcuffs in the comics.
Oh yeah.
So.
No, it was no surprise. That movie's very true to who he is as a person. Or character.
Yeah.
I like that we said person. Like he's real and could walk into the studio right now and defend himself. Anyway.
Maybe the next one on our list will be Susan and Kitty kills Deadpool.
Somebody write that. Well, number 6 was number 6 was Moon Knight kills Deadpool twice.
So number 5, I actually really like this one. It's a fun little twist on the traditional Deadpool dying story. This is from Night of the Living Deadpool number 4. Love those puns they get out of using his name. So this was Wade Wilson being eaten alive by zombies for the greater good. But as you might be able to imagine, it actually didn't end up so well for the zombies. Depending on how you look at this. So Night of the Living Deadpool, there's a massive zombie infection, and Deadpool and his allies have to synthesize a cure to stop the zombie invasion. And when Deadpool's the only one who can go on, how is the best way to get a cure to all these zombies and you're immortal, sort of? I don't know what...
Deadpool's kind almost of like immortal. A zombie. Yeah, he's kind of immortal. Like you can't... I mean, we just went through 6 different examples of how he died, but not really.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So the only thing he can think to do is take the healing serum that they've created and drink all of it himself. And then he just says, okay, zombies, go to town. And he lets himself get eaten alive by the zombies to hopefully spread the healing by having them all. Oh, it's disgusting.
My God.
But so every zombie who actually ends up taking a bite out of Deadpool, they lose their lust for human flesh, but they actually become one giant Deadpool hive mind.
Of course they do.
Because
of course they do. Because of course they do.
Nothing is ever simple or easy with the Merc with a mouth. So every zombie who ingests this cure that has been through Deadpool becomes a Deadpool hive mind. So that is Night of the Living Deadpool.
Oh my gosh. So number 4 is Hulk rips apart Deadpool. This one is one of those titles that you can take 100% literally. Hulk ripped apart Deadpool in Deadpool number 39. Like, ripped apart. Just ripped. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but it's like ripping paper. He just ripped him apart. But this is exactly what Deadpool wanted him to do, because Deadpool wanted to die and was trying to see how he could die. So he lied to Hulk in several ways by saying that he planted bombs throughout the city and that if Hulk didn't kill him, the bombs were going to go off. He just Hulk's not so smart. So he kind of took advantage of that and got Hulk to rip him apart limb from limb. So that was number 4. Hulk rips apart Deadpool.
But that kind of backfired on him, didn't he? Didn't it? Because he came back and... Well, because he couldn't finish the job. There's another instance where Thor and Luke Cage ripped Deadpool in half. This is our number 3, one of my personal favorite instances. So there was the appearance of... people who read Deadpool comics are very familiar with the multiple dialogue boxes. There's a yellow one, there's a white one with the representing Deadpool's inner monologue and multiple voices. So once upon a time, when a second dialogue box appeared in the Deadpool comics in 2008, there was an explanation for that there was the voice of a villain named Madcap who had been somehow absorbed into Deadpool's psyche. And the Deadpool annual from 2014 actually explains Thor accidentally killed Deadpool and Madcap in the same burst of lightning. But Deadpool regenerated. He regenerated with Madcap inside of him. So Deadpool's got a plan to get this voice out of his head, and he asks Luke Cage and Thor to play tug of war. And they rip him in half. I mean, like, when your friend asks you, like, hey, can you just
play tug of war with me? No, literally, play tug of war with me.
And they just ripped him in half. Very nicely, like good friends would. And so when Deadpool regenerated, half of him actually regenerated into Wade Wilson, and the other half was Madcap. So he effectively got the voice out of his head.
Win-win?
And Deadpool and Thor, or Luke Cage and Thor had a moment of, wait, did we actually just kill him? But of course they didn't.
Yeah.
This one was super weird. They felt like, oh, we need to explain why Deadpool has this other voice in his head. And that was the explanation they offered. So Thor and Luke Cage ripping him apart is number 3 on our list.
And if you thought that was confusing, wait till you hear about number 2. This one is called Deadpool Kills Deadpool, and it is from the Deadpool Kills Deadpool storyline. Now let's see if you can follow what happens here.
Because I could not.
So Wade literally fights himself to death. In an epic battle of Deadpool proportions, Dogpool is killed by Leather Deadpool.
Who is not regular Deadpool.
Who is not Wade Wilson. He is a different Deadpool. He is a Deadpool that is from other regenerated material of Deadpool, but is wearing leather, and he calls him Leather Deadpool.
Oh, that makes sense.
For reasons. Similar to Tobias Funke, if you want to cross. I'm sure that it's related. Anyway, so Dogpool is killed by Leather Deadpool, and Wade Deadpool, original Deadpool, is not happy about that. So he does whatever any good Deadpool would do, and he takes out all of the Deadpools, because if Dogpool can't be around, he doesn't want any other Deadpools. And that's what happens.
That makes sense.
So he just goes on a killing spree, killing all the other Deadpools. There you go.
So I think it's interesting with the Deadpool math here, because in a lot of these instances, he kind of Terminator pulls himself back together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Into one complete Deadpool, but with Madcap and with Leather Deadpool, he's regenerated into multiple Deadpools.
Yes.
So the Deadpool math isn't always
also that's
consistent.
happened other times too. Like the Deadpools in other worlds and other Marvel universe multiverses. There's other versions of Deadpool.
Oh my goodness.
So
I hope you guys are keeping track of this at home. So the number 1 choice on our list is actually an encounter that happens a lot. Almost every time.
Too much.
Every time these two heroes meet. Very famous cover homage as well. So this is when Deadpool is disemboweled by Wolverine.
We had to make that the number one.
Oh, yeah.
Because
absolutely.
Deadpool and Wolverine, like, that's a thing.
They have incredibly famous regeneration powers.
And they love and hate each other. Like, Deadpool loves Wolverine. Kind of, not really.
In that way that you just love to hate them.
You love to hate them. And yeah. He loves to hate Wolverine, and Wolverine just hates him.
Just hates him. So from Deadpool number 27, the specific instance, Deadpool decides that he needs a way to kind of alleviate his hallucinations, and he discovers that he actually can take his mind off of his mind when he's fighting other people. And so he needs a way to blow off some steam. And so thinking about what heroes could actually go toe-to-toe with him for a long enough battle, he picks Wolverine. So they have a long back and forth on this one, but eventually Wolverine gets the drop on Deadpool and impales him in the stomach with his claws, and he lifts him up over his head in a very famous pose that was actually an homage to Wolverine number 88, which is a cover from Wolverine's series where Deadpool has Wolverine impaled on katanas forming an X.
Awesome.
So I
love that cover.
Yeah, that's a very, very famous cover, and Wolverine and Deadpool are always at odds, but this particular one was pretty cool. And I love that whenever they get impaled with the claws of the katanas, they make that X.
Yes. Well, they're both part of the Weapon X program, so it makes complete sense.
So getting disemboweled by Wolverine has to be the best of all the Deadpool deaths on our list.
Wow. That was like a lot of saying the word Deadpool, but also a lot of alliteration.
Yes.
Deadpool deaths.
Deadpool deaths. So we hope you followed along. Basically, Deadpool's life is the game where the points are made up and nothing matters because he always comes back to life, except for when Thanos took back his gift, but it still seems like Deadpool's a pretty big punching bag for the rest of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Safe to say that if the comic starts with Deadpool versus, he's gonna die. So just in case you missed any of that, we're going to recap our list real quick. Number 10 was Cable and X-Force blast him to bits. Number 9, Carnage slices him apart. Number 8, T'Challa impales him for Game of Thrones spoilers. Number 7, Thanos punches him into a puddle. Number 6, Moon Knight kills him twice in the same week. Number 5 is Night of the Living Deadpool. Number 4, the Hulk rips him apart. Number 3, Luke Cage and Thor rip him apart. Number 2, Deadpool kills Deadpool. And number 1, he's disemboweled by Wolverine. Isn't that a cheerful little list?
I was going to say, I was trying not to laugh too loud into the microphone for this one because it was so weird to listen to that in a row.
I think we might take a podcast record for how many times we've said disemboweled or torn apart.
Or Deadpool.
Or Deadpool.
Just the word Deadpool.
So that was our Geek Culture Countdown. There's a lot of Deadpool deaths out there. I mean, he's infinitely destroyable.
I found like a couple of times where Spider-Man tried and a Black Widow tried and Punisher tried. So like several other people have tried.
And failed.
I guess all of these people failed.
Yeah, technically everyone failed.
Yeah, no one succeeded. We still have several versions of Deadpool.
And that's why they call him the regenerating degenerate.
Oh my God.
So I love that nickname.
That's a good nickname.
That one doesn't come out as much as the Merc with a mouth, but the regenerating degenerate is also
I think we need to bring that back more often.
So it's up to you guys to help us bring that back. And let us know if we missed any of your particular favorite Deadpool deaths. If you happen to have a favorite Deadpool death, just let us know on our blog.
Yes, be sure to check out geeksideshow.com and just talk to us. Let us know how you prefer Deadpool to die.
Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time. This has been your Geek Culture Countdown. For more ad-free pop culture news and content, visit geeksideshow.com. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to let your geek side show.